Hello and welcome to this episode of Learn Everyday English, your roadway to English proficiency. You can see I'm in a different location today. I'm not in my usual spot or my hometown. I'm in the city of El Paso, Texas, which is on the border, or La Frontera, con Mexico, a city called Ciudad Juarez. Here visiting family and doing some taking care of some family matters here, and I just wanted to show you something that's very interesting about El Paso that's very different from Huntsville where I live. But before I do that, there's 3 things that you can do for me. Hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and 3, tell your friends about it, so that they can benefit from these videos too, just like you. Well, I'm in the backyard of my mother-in-law's house, trying to get this ready to sell. She passed away about a month ago, so doing a lot of work inside the house, painting, repairs, fixing up stuff. But I just wanted to show you what things are like here in typical houses in El Paso. And if you didn't know, El Paso is on the far west side of the state of Texas. It's about a 12-hour drive from where I live to here, and that's a long way to drive. So we usually break the trip up. We break the trip up into 2 parts. We first drive to a city called Fredericksburg, Texas, which is about 4 hours away. And then from we spend the night there, and then from Fredericksburg, we drive to El Paso, which is about another 7 to 8 hour drive. So it's in 2 days we make the trip. 2 days we make the 12-hour trip. And it's kind of neat to go to Fredericksburg. We like it. There's a lot of wineries around there, although I'm not a wine drinker. But it's a German town. It's a lot of architecture, culture from German people, German food. So it's a nice place to visit and hang out. But let me show you what the things are like here in El Paso, Texas. Well, first of all, I'm in the backyard here. And as you can see, the backyard is very different looking from my backyard, which you might have seen in some videos. And one of the most interesting things here in El Paso, which is representative of most of the yards here in El Paso, is that there is no grass. As you can see, there's no grass. And what everybody usually has in their backyard is a backyard of rocks or stone, as you can see. Because, like I said, El Paso is located in the desert. Here's a pigeon. They come by and they're used to getting some bird seed. We had a little water fountain and place where we put bird seed, so they're used to coming down and feasting on the bird seed. But as you can see, the whole backyard has no grass at all. It's just rock, because El Paso is located in the desert. It doesn't rain here very much at all. So I guess the city doesn't want people, the grass probably wouldn't survive well. And then you'd have to be watering the grass all the time. So it's just not a good use of water. And water is scarce. We need to conserve water. So all the houses here in the backyards have no grass, but they just have rock. And another interesting thing is that you can see here, there's a wall separating this house and the house on the other side. They don't really have fences, wooden fences like they do where I live, but they have walls like this that are made of, I'm assuming, like cement and stone walls. And that's pretty representative of this area. And this is the back of the house. And this is pretty typical too. Sometimes the back of the house is not made of brick, but this other material, sometimes we call stucco. Let me walk over here. Excuse the sunshine, but here's a closer view of the wall. You can see how it's made of this kind of cement or cementatious material which holds the stone together. And this is a wall looking out toward the front of the house in the street. But as you can see, the side of the house here is made of brick. One other thing that's very interesting here in El Paso is the air conditioning system that they use. It's not the typical refrigerant system with the compressor and condenser, but they have what's called, they call these units swamp coolers. So this device here that's on the top of the roof is called a swamp cooler, and that's how they cool the house or air condition the house. But I'm not really clear how it works, but it works more on a system of like water evaporation rather than using like refrigerant, freon, that type of thing. It's more of evaporative with the water. So apparently most of the houses here have or had this type of cooling system, but it's really not as effective and efficient as I can tell you, because when the temperatures here get 100 degrees or 105, these units just don't cool as well as a typical air conditioning unit that we have where I live. So more people are going away from this unit. Let me show you, there's a plane flying by because there's an airport here. This looks like a Southwest Airlines jet plane or airplane going by. But these air conditioning units aren't as efficient or effective at all as compared to the ones we have. So a lot of people are doing away with these types of units and going with the more traditional type, but this is very common. That green line tube, I think, is the condensation line. So the liquid that develops in the unit comes out of this tube, and they use it to maybe water the plants and that type of thing. So now we're going to go to the front of the house, and I'll show you some things that might be kind of interesting. Well, I'm in the front yard of the house right now. As you can see, it's our car parked in the front, but as you can see here, front yard is nothing but grass as well. Nothing but rock as well. It's kind of red colored rock. So I know this was kind of a shocker to me when I first came to El Paso. Just something that takes a little getting used to, because I'm not used to looking at rock in somebody's front yard. I'm used to looking at grass, but that's how it goes. There are a couple of houses, that do have grass, but or try to have grass. As you can see, the neighbor's house over here, it does have, rock, but see, there's little grass and these little plants that try to come up and grow, but they're not very successful. There's a house across the street. As you can see, they have kind of little grass growing in their front yard, but it's all brown looking, and it's doesn't really cover the front yard as well. There's another house over here that does have grass, and they probably either have a water sprinkling system or they water the grass quite a bit. So maybe that's how they're able to keep their grass growing in the middle of the summer. I'm gonna just walk down the street here and show you some other houses. But as you can see here, no rock, no grass, and they really don't have any rock at all. It's just dirt. These houses are maybe kind of have a southwestern feel. This is kind of like a adobe style looking house. So you can see the trucks parked in the front yard, and no grass, just rock. I wanted to walk down here and show you something that's very interesting, and you do see this sometime in front of houses. So we were coming up on this house, and you can see, hey boy, their grass really looks green in their front yard. But it's actually not grass. What people do here sometimes is they use artificial grass, or we say maybe AstroTurf, and they put this artificial grass in their front yard. So it's maintenance free, but it looks real green. And I thought that was very interesting. You don't see this every day, but that's a way to not have to do any maintenance on your yard. But as you can see, it's very typical here in El Paso. Have you seen this type of thing before, where there's no grass at all? And across the street there's another house that has some little patch of AstroTurf as well, or artificial grass. Well, that's it for this episode. It's kind of a brief, short little tour of a typical house and neighborhood in El Paso, Texas. Hopefully you liked that, maybe learned something new, found it interesting. So again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and 3, tell your friends about it so we can bring you more videos like this on Learn Everyday English. Hey, have a good weekend, wherever you are in this world, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.